Thank you very much for the wonderful music. Good morning, and welcome to Harwich's annual observation of Memorial Day. And so we have an absolutely beautiful day to do that. There are many holidays in the United States where we honor our veterans and our military people. We have the Armed Forces Day, where we honor all those who are serving. We celebrate Veterans Day for all of those who at one point in their life served in uniform. But on Memorial Day, we don't celebrate Memorial Day. We honor and remember. Memorial Day is for those that didn't make it back. There's an adage in military service that everyone gives some and some gave all. Well, that is what we're representing today. On Veterans Day, they had people that gave some returned with nothing more than good memories, some returned with bad memories, some returned missing appendages. On Memorial Day, we honor and remember those who didn't make it back. They only made it back under a flag-draped coffin. And that is what we solemnly remember today. So I try to emphasize, we don't celebrate, we honor and we remember those individuals who gave it all. I'd like you to start today. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance led by our Boy Scouts. I don't have to tell this august group, please rise.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it
Please remain standing for the national anthem by the Monomoy Regional High School Select Choir.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you very, very much. As the Monomoy Select Choir. For invocation, you may sit down. For invocation, please welcome a World War II veteran. At the time, he was Private Joseph McAleer, 24th Corps, 7th Army, and during World War II. We now know him as Reverend Joseph McAleer, and he'll have our invocation.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, and welcome everybody for being here today on this glorious day to celebrate our veterans. They are the greatest in the world. And you know, it's amazing how much we kind of skip over their service during the course of a year. They are the ones that made it possible for us to sit here and be free to be ourselves, free to be anything we want to be, free to enjoy life. They gave us that privilege, and we thank them. We thank them so much for their generosity. And we thank all those that didn't make it, that gave their ultimate life to the service of their country. And in so doing, they are with us this Memorial Day in spirit. And we love them just the same. We love them just as much as those that serve faithfully day and night to keep us free. It's a wonderful feeling, friends, to be the voice for God. As we take a look at the heavens and we see the Spirit of Father playing out his wonders in the lives of those who never return. And we pay homage and love and spirit for those who lie somewhere in their bed of death. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can we all say it together? Thank you for your service. One more time, everybody. Thank you for your service. One more time, give it gusto. Thank you for your service. Amen.
Thank you very, very much, Joe, and thank all of you, collective, for your service. Common Company, again, very beautiful. I'd next like to request, bring to the microphone Mr. Don Howell from the Select Board with a reading of the proclamation for Memorial Day.
I'm a little bit shorter than Chip. Morning, everyone. I bring you greetings from the Harwich Select Board, and before I lead our message, just want to acknowledge some members who I know are here. Anita Doucette, you out there somewhere? Our newest member. As well as Mark Kelleher, who is also a new member. Mark, you out there? I think Peter said he was going to be here, but I'm not sure that he is. So if he is, hello there. Today, May 26th, 2025, Americans gather all across the country to observe Memorial Day. While we have another day to honor those who have bravely served our country, this day, this solemn day, is set aside to honor the memory and history of those who have died heroically for our liberty and for our country. This particular day had its roots in Decoration Day, when, in a simple gesture, the graves of Civil War soldiers were decorated in remembrance of them. But many more of our brave forefathers have fallen in defense of this country, both in 2 world wars as well as further conflicts occurring before and after the Civil War. In honor of those who gave their all in the name of freedom, our Congress set aside a day, this day, as an ongoing memorial to recognize their efforts. It is truly most fitting on this day and on every Memorial Day to show our gratitude for the ultimate sacrifice made by all of our deceased servicemen and women, individuals who served us with honor and courage in order to protect and strengthen the ideals and principles of our country. Sadly, we continue to live in times where the enemies of freedom relentlessly advance their attempts at holding an entire world hostage. So we must never forget the peril of these times and all the others which preceded today, by honoring the brave young men and women who, as Abraham Lincoln wrote, gave the last full measure of devotion as they shed their blood to protect our rights and liberties. Indeed, the continuing observance of this day affords the people of Harwich a special opportunity to commemorate the many selfless Americans who gave their lives in the service of their country. Now, therefore, we, the members of the Harwich Select Board, urge all citizens to join us in a reaffirmation of their allegiance to those whose memory we honor on this day, Memorial Day 2025, a day for remembrance. Given this day by Jeffrey Handler, Michael McCaskill, Julie Kavanaugh, Peter Pikarski, Don Howell, as well as our new members Anita Doucette and Mark Kelleher, your Harwich Select Board. You're not getting rid of me yet. The governor sent a proclamation, but sadly, she didn't send herself. So I'm supposed to read this. It is from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Whereas while the nation was still recovering from the Civil War, people in cities and towns across the country gathered to honor the soldiers who had given their lives, celebrating the first Decoration Day. And whereas after World War I, the nation came together again to honor those who had fallen in the service of their country, renamed Memorial Day, the last Monday in May, is when people remember and honor the memory of all the men and women who fought and died in all American wars and conflicts. And whereas throughout our country's history, thousands of Massachusetts residents have fought in wars and conflicts to defend our safety and our way of life. And whereas their legacy of patriotism and dedication to country is an inspiration to all Americans, and whereas it is appropriate that all Massachusetts residents remember the bravery of those who gave their lives so that their sacrifices serve as a reminder of the cost of freedom. Now, therefore, I, Maura T. Healey, Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, do hereby proclaim May 26, 2025 to be Memorial Day, and urge all residents of the Commonwealth to take cognizance of this event and participate fittingly in its observance. Signed by Her Excellency Maura T. Healey, Governor of the Commonwealth, Kimberly Driscoll, Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth, and William Francis Galvin, Secretary of the Commonwealth.
I guess I really don't have to pick it up just to put it down again.
I'm not okay.
Next, it's my distinctive pleasure to introduce to you our distinguished speaker today is Captain Kathleen Donahue, U.S. Navy captain, 26 years of Navy service. She retired in 2019 after a distinguished career mostly in the medical systems, but across the Naval IG, the Naval Sea Systems Command, and medical services, a virtual jack of all trades. Not only she served here, but in such wonderful garden spots overseas as Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and I can't even pronounce it, the Horn of Africa. How about that? I've been there also. It's my worst landing ever. But anyway, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce you Captain Donahue.
Thank you, Chair. And thank you, everyone, for coming out on this beautiful day. Where was this weather on Saturday and Sunday? But at least we've got it today. Well, yeah, they're all sitting on Route 6 right now. But I would like to thank everyone for coming out. This is, as you heard, a day of remembrance. And we remember those men and women who aren't with us today, who paid the ultimate sacrifice in their service to this great country and nation. We remember them. They're your neighbors, your family, your friends, or even your colleagues from past wars. I remember my grandfather talking about his service in World War I, and every time he got a chance to go to France, he would go to the American cemetery to be with his friends. Growing up during the 60s and 70s, as many people here I'm sure did, we had Vietnam on our front doorsteps. For my parents, it was World War II. I lost my cousin during Vietnam in October of 1971. He was in the Air Force and was shot down as he was trying to return to base. In my 26 years in the Navy, I've seen colleagues, shipmates, battle buddies that haven't gone home to their families. One of the last tours I had while I was at Navy Sea Systems Command in Washington, D.C., was I had additional duty to Arlington as an escort officer for military funerals. That is the greatest honor I had, was to be able to send a shipmate to their final resting place at Arlington to be with their other shipmates and their other colleagues. It is not the easiest duty to have. You briefly meet the family, but you honor that veteran, you honor that service member, and you do it with dignity. And I can't say enough about the honor guards and the groups. We would do full military honors at Arlington, and one thing that really struck me, and I would get a lump in my throat, was to see families that are visiting graves of their loved ones come to the corner of the road when they would see the procession going through, put their hand over their heart, and honor that individual coming through. Each one of you, as I said, probably knew someone that isn't here. You may not know them by name, you may know them or may know of someone in the community, but for those individuals, they gave all, and today is a day that we honor them. So please take time in your day as you have your picnics, or as you're sitting in traffic on Route 6 trying to leave the Cape, for some of you, or sitting in line somewhere here, just take a moment and think to yourself and think about that individual who isn't with us today. Also think about their family, because they are also hurting, but also honoring the service of their loved one that gave all. So I thank you, and I also want to thank the town of Howard for putting this together, and your wonderful veterans agent, the wonderful band, and the Boy Scouts, and our police and fire in the back there keeping us all safe. So thank you all, and have a good day.
Thank you very, very much, Captain. Next, I'd like to invite the select choir to come forward again. They're going to lead us in the singing God Bless America, and please join in.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with
Beautiful, thank you. Next, we're going to bring Private Joseph McAleer back to the stage for the benediction.
Well, my friends, it's another Memorial Day. We celebrated together. Isn't it wonderful? What a wonderful day God gave us to do this. And I want you all to go forward in the love and the blessings of God. And may He play a big part in all of your lives. Amen.
Very beautiful. Please be seated. Don't stand for me. Please be seated. In closing, I want to thank you all for coming out today and remembering those who gave all in their service. I think it's especially important in today's day and age when, if you look back over the years, back in the World War II time frame, at least 50% of the houses in the United States had a direct family member, a brother, a sister, uncle, who was in military service. By the time we got to Vietnam, that number had dropped to like less than half of that. I think 17 or 10% as a number comes to my mind. And today, with our ongoing conflicts in Afghanistan and Iraq, where we continue to shed blood around the world for our preservations of liberty, there are less people, there's a less percentage who are actually doing it. So it's most important that we remember it in ceremonies like this today, because there's not a picture of Uncle George in uniform over the mantle by the TV. There's not a picture of Aunt Sally, who served in Vietnam, on the mantelpiece. There's less and less people. It was, I believe, Churchill that said at one point that never before in history had so many people owed so much to so few. Well, nothing could be truer than the fact than there is today in the United States, where just a smaller and smaller percentage of our population is actually serving in uniform. So take time today. It's most important we don't have those pictures over the mantle to remind us, so we have events like today to remind us of those things. And on a beautiful day today, when everybody's going to have their picnic or clam bake, burn some beef or cook some hot dogs, I'm not trying to say not to have a good time, but just keep it in the back of your mind that Memorial Day is not just a day for barbecues and a day off from work. Memorial Day is a day that we celebrate, I used the wrong word, that we remember and honor those that gave all. And if it weren't for their sacrifices, we wouldn't have the America, the liberties, and the peace that we have in our way of life. So thank you for remembering and observing with me. Enjoy your cookout, but think of the reason we're here. Thank you. They beat me to it. Let's have a good round of applause for Tom and the Harwich band. Always very inspirational. I think I'm going to see my recruiter and sign up tomorrow. Okay, thank you for coming, and remember the meaning of Memorial Day.